The Stage Door Show, celebrating the independent artist. With your host, Dave Hondel.
Smell it on me when I walk up, bad little bustin' with me trying to spark up. Beat up like a boss for sipping my coffee, it's only been a sip we talking. I ain't with none of the hustling backwards, I call that self-extortion. Picture me as a little engine that could just try and finish what I started. The way I be dealing with highs and lows, I pray I live to see tomorrow.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Stage Door Show tonight, coming to you from Hollywood, Florida, our new digs down here in Hollywood. So we're excited to have with us, and our first guest in our new studio is Jimmi EZz. Jimmi EZz, you've been with us a few times, so welcome back, man.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? Jimmi EZz, give me me, let me be. You know what I'm saying? Back for the third time this time, right?
It's our 100th episode. 100th episode. I mean, Jimmi, you've been with us from the beginning, and now you're with us again for our 100th episode. So, man, thank you again for joining us.
Oh, yeah. You know, anytime, man. Anything for my man Dave here. You know what I'm saying? Much love.
Well, man, I got to tell you that you've got an album out right now that is hitting all kinds of radio stations around the country, and it's got Ease the Pain. There's all kinds of tracks off that are becoming local hits. So let's talk about some of those hits that you're seeing from your new or from your album Ease the Pain. I know we've talked about this many times, but I mean there's some tracks off of this that are just hot. So let's talk about some of those.
Yeah, man. You know, it's definitely some quality behind. I try to keep the quality behind everything I do, from music to a conversation to just naturally. You know what I'm saying? I get the vibes of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know the vibes, Dave. You know what I'm saying? You know the vibes, and it's that's what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? It's real vibrational right now. So. You know, I ain't doing nothing but keeping up the good work. You know what I'm saying? Big, but it's some heavy joints up there. Demeanor, you got that before the sauna, you got, you know what I'm saying? Big living.
Like something that's loose. I ain't got nothing to lose. Nothing more, nothing less. I keep it 100 with you. Look, time is everything. Every day I'm on some big time. Keep it 100 with you. I ain't got no pimp lines. Look, time is everything. Everything I do is big time. Better make sure you get yours.
We got, you know, Layla and Ball Sub.
I caught a vibe coughing off the piff. I like to keep my mind in the right condition. I feel like a rocket. I light up and lift. I'm just stay woke. I'm alive and I'm lit. Every day I wake up and I'm litty. No suit and tie. Still handle my business. I gotta grind, baby. Get out your feelings. We grinding, taking trips. Bet you hit the weed and start tripping. Look, I had to lay low and boss. They smell my aura when I walk up. I be saying less. I'm a good look. I don't talk much. She never saw such. Standing solid, 10 toes down, making sure that we all up. All up. Making sure that we all up. I look at the game like a cash cow. Waiting on me to...
All type of lyrical content there for you. You know, Frank Matthews. I got a song called Frank Matthews. You know what I mean? It's been hitting real hard right now, and you know, I'm just keeping up the good work, Dave. You know. Well,
let's talk about Demeanor. You know, it's one of the songs that's hitting some of the radio stations out there. So let's talk about Demeanor and you know, talk about that vibe and how that came about, and you know, and where we can hear it right now.
Oh yeah, you already know I'm live streaming on music platforms, and you know, that's from you can get it. You know, it's due to a technical difficulty. It's best to get it on iTunes right now. Apple Music is doing real good on Apple Music too. By the way, but yeah, Apple Music definitely is the certified album. Ease the Pain, Jimmi EZz. But you can also listen to it on other, you know, platforms, YouTube, all of that. But it's definitely certified on Apple Music.
You know, one of the songs I want to talk about right now is Different View, because I love that the video that you just put up on YouTube, and it's getting all kinds of hits. You know, Different View, because what I like about this song, and I know we've talked about this in the past as well, is it kind of has a little bit of a jazz vibe, and I know that's something that you know, that kind of sets you apart from a lot of people, is that you throw in some jazz vibes in your music, and you know, I think that I love the background to that song, and I just want to talk about that a little bit, because a Different View, like I said, getting a lot of hits on YouTube right now.
You know, I get real jazzy on them. You know what I mean? It's just that. Sometimes I get jazzy on them. I like lyrical content, so, you know, I like live instruments. behind my lyrical content, man, so I can make it all flow together and I can make it, you know what I'm saying, give you the vibes, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, Different View was very vibrational for me, even writing the song.
All them nights I was getting through my set of eyes, take a look at life from a different view. Seen a lot of life I'm still living through. If she vibrant, I don't even gotta touch her and she feels something. I've been going hard for a minute, that's how I'm still coming. I'm still me, more life, more success in my life. I just look at life from a different view. I always had 20/20 vision, never even needed glasses. The way I learned from mistakes, you think I never needed class. Heavy in the bag, ready for the cash. I'm that bird that you copped that was.
You know, I listened to the beat so many times, and then I just came up with my own shebang to it. So it was like, you know, Different View, definitely, that's one of those, man. That's one of those.
Yeah, and you know, also just watching the video, I mean, there's obviously a story behind it. So, is any you know, thing you can share about that, about the story and what the inspiration was?
You know, I just look at life from a different view. You know, it's set in stone. Basically, you know, I'm speaking for the people, of course. You know, lyrically speaking for the people who basically look at life from a different view. They've been through something out there, the nights they was getting through their set of eyes. Take it through my set of eyes. Take a look at life from a different view. You know what I'm saying? Seen a lot of life I'm still living through. Those type of vibes, you know.
You know, talk about being a lyricist, Jimmy, because you know I know we interview a lot of hip hop artists, rappers, but you know you identify yourself as a lyricist before anything else, and talk about the importance of that and why you identify yourself as a lyricist before all others. I mean, what's the importance of that?
The importance of it to me basically is to make sure that I have a topic, I'm talking about something, I'm lyrically, actually, you know, exercising my wordplay. I do that daily, so that's something I have a passion. I found a passion with that, being a little poetic at the same time, being myself and, you know, making it catchy. So, you know, being a lyricist actually plays a big part of my career, every song I make. And it's like, you know, you want to make it intriguing for the people, but, you know, me, I have a love for being metaphorically nice, you know what I'm saying? Say something that's going to go over somebody's head. Don't always say something that they're going to feel like right away. Say something that's timeless. You feel what I'm saying? It has a lot to do with being timeless. You know, I don't want to just be here for now. I'm going to say something that you're going to always want to listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know you also have a lot of lyrics and a lot of songs and that you have kind of in the hopper, so to speak, some things that you've been working on that maybe you haven't released yet. So is there something we can look forward to in the near future that you're going to be releasing and putting on streaming platforms?
Oh yeah. You can definitely look forward to this Easy Pain too. I'm trying to bake. You know, I really don't want to put out no more EPs. I just want to put out albums from here on out. So you can definitely look forward to that Ease the Pain too. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and leak that through you, Dave. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and leak that little bit of information for the people, my fans out there. So yeah, you can definitely look forward to that Ease the Pain too.
I can't wait for that. And you know, I don't know, a lot of our listeners don't know this maybe, but you know, Jimmy, you know, some things that we talk about off the air, you know, we're always working, we're always doing things that are trying to better ourselves, as you know, what I do and what you do. And you know, I know that you reach out a lot and you know, ask about different things and how does this sound, how does that sound. I mean, that's something that I think good artists do, to get feedback, honest feedback from other people, and especially people either in the industry or not in the industry. But you know, I think that's important, and talk about that. I mean, as an artist, you know, how to get constructive feedback from people, and how does that help your career?
You know, it's it's all a mind thing. You want to get better. You want to get, and you want to do great. Me personally, it's a mind thing. I want to be great. I'm going to be great. There's nothing going to stop me. So it's like, I'm going to reach out to the people, go through, I've been through a lot of emotions. I can't say I went through every emotion, but I've been through a lot of emotions of them. I try to stay away from, the negativity and everything that's positive that's going to keep me going. That's what I stray away into. I feel like, reaching out to people and promoting and doing what you love to do, it'll have you in beautiful places in life, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I can say. The music has brought me into some beautiful things. It opened doors for me. Even when, you want to make, what you love to do your number one, your income that keep you from working a job, a 9 to 5. That's my dream. You know what I'm saying? That's the dream. You know what I mean? You want to accumulate enough income. So you try to hit every business part of the game and what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You try to hit the business angles. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to grow into it. So yeah, reaching out to people and getting with good people like you, Dave, you know what I'm saying? Linking up and, doing your thing. That's where it's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate that too. And, we always try to, do better every time we go out and do what our craft is. And eventually we get to the point where it's our income. I mean, that's, like I said, I think that's the American dream. That's what we always try to do. Talk about Death Before Dishonor, because this is something, I love the title, the song Death Before Dishonor, because that's one of your songs, again, that's been out. And, talk about that song and where that came from, because, just the name itself is intriguing. So how did that come about as far as that name, and what's the song about?
I don't even want to, I'm going to just give you the lyrics. I said, I need top floor shit wherever I'm at. Trying to get grip wherever I'm at. I don't force nothing. Shit fall in my lap. I'm going to fall in money. You going to fall in the trap. Solid stain in pots and pans. They was dirty. I got a plan to make it all expand. Now you watching the master at work. Honor me. Honor me. You emulating who you want to be. I'm penetrating where the money be. Baby, come bust it open right in front of me. I played it back and let in front of me. Smoking gas out of Fanta leaf. You ain't talking cash. I don't want to speak. You know what I'm saying? That's before dishonor. It's the lifestyle of, you do your character. You know what I'm saying? It's you. You know what I'm saying? It's a law that you live by. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I got I got crazy on that joint. I started, doing my thing on that joint. It's a little intriguing for the people right now also too. I got a couple people shouting me out right now, posting their stories and all that. So, yeah, the love behind that Before Dishonor is real, too. I like that joint myself, actually. Every time I hop in the wheel, my peoples, I play that joint. So, yeah. That's definitely another certified joint from your boy, Jimmi EZz. You know what I mean?
So when did you start doing like lyrical music and doing hip hop and when did you start doing this? Was it when you were a kid? Playground? How did you get started in this business?
I got started actually with poetry. I was about 15 years old when I wrote my first, I did my first recite. The poetry thing was like always my thing. I used to just always, I like to write, you know what I'm saying? I like to write, even when I felt like I was, slacking in my other classes, I was always good in English, writing, language arts coming up, middle school and, all of that. So that was my thing to do, poetry. I gotta say it all started from poetry and, acapella, bars, man, giving up acapella bars, certain word for that. I can't think of it right now. It's I can't think of it right now. But yeah, it's basically an acapella. You know, you no beat. You just throwing your bars out there. I used to be in the ciphers with some of the old heads that's around. You know, and I just woke up and I give them what I got, give them what I wrote, and sometimes I go off the head. You know, I got older, started, you know what I mean, getting in the mix with the people, having a couple drinks with, you know, the homies that's around and all of that. So that's where it all started from for me. You know what I mean?
Did you have any inspiration, like inspirational artists that you watched or that you listened to and that you kind of emulated when you were younger? I mean, what kind of started the interest in it? I mean, did you have somebody that you looked up to?
I looked up to a lot of rare artists. Not all of the artists that I looked up to, you know, would be, you know, everybody's top list. I listen to a lot of different music, so, you know, but as far as the hip hop inspiration, I listen to a lot of 90s music, 80s music, 90s music. Of course, I'm a fan. You could probably hear it in my music, you know. I'm definitely a fan of D-Block, DMX, you know, Styles P, of course, Jadakiss, of course. I listen to a lot of, you know, Scarface. Can't forget about Scarface. Coogee Rap. A lot of different artists, AZ, Nas, of course, Nas, you know, my number one artist is Tupac. He was really himself, and he stood for a lot of integrity. So, you know, I listen to a lot of artists who still sound like they got some integrity. Most of the time, I try not to get drowned into too many. You know, a lot is kind of watered down. So, I mean, I don't take nothing from nobody, but a lot of it is, you know, a lot of it isn't. You know, you got Dave EZz out there, you got Benny the Butcher, you know what I'm saying? They out there doing their thing. You got, you know what I'm saying, Dirk, Lil Durk or whatever, you know what I mean? Everybody doing their thing, you know what I mean? I don't take nothing from them, but I listen to a lot of music to try to, you know, I stay in my own world, you know what I mean? I stay in my own world with the music, try not to get too washed up, and then, oh yeah, J. Cole, he's another one right now. Someone asked me, if I wanted to do a feature, if I would do a feature with anybody right now, I would say J. Cole first.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you that question. I was going to ask you, that was my next question I was going to ask you is who do you like to collab with? So there you go. You answered my question right there. But yeah, no, I think a lot of times, you know, especially now with COVID kind of being, well, it's not over obviously, but I think people are starting to perform now more and more and more. But what was that something that you are going to start doing more is performing live, or do you like the recording vibe more?
I mean, either or. You said going live?
Yeah, live versus recording.
Honestly, either or. I like either or, but I would rather I would prefer you know, recording. I like to make songs. I like to make good music. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I do. I pride myself on making good music. You know what I mean? Not just live, but making good music. You know what I'm saying? Making timeless music.
Yeah. Well, you make good music, and we love your music, and you know, obviously, we always love having you on the show. And again, you know, our 100th episode, you know, couldn't pick a better guy to have on my show for my 100th episode. You know, again, just everybody needs to go out and check this guy out. You know, Jimmi EZz has been around the block for a while, and he's got a lot of great music out. Again, Ease the Pain. He's got other albums on the way, so we got to check this guy out again. One of my favorite videos right now, Different View. Go to YouTube and check out all of his videos, and check out Ease the Pain. You got to go on to all the streaming platforms. And again, I gotta say, man, how do you market yourself on social media? Because I know you have social media, but tell everybody how they can find you on social media.
It's pretty much my name, except for only on Instagram. It's JIMMI_E.ZZ. My name is. You can Google my name, everything pops up. Make it easier for you. JIMMI_EZZ. That's Jimmi EZz. Everywhere. The name doesn't change. Once you Google or wherever you search the name, it should be there, from Shazam to Google Play to Amazon, iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, all of those.
Well, incredible stuff, Jimmy, and it just gets better and better and better, and even since day one that we started to talk on the radio and the air, and then off air as well. I mean, it's come leaps and bounds since then. It's just amazing music. So just keep up the great work, and cannot wait to see what you have in the future. Well, obviously, hopefully we get the exclusive on our show. Always let us know what you have, coming up. So we'll definitely highlight it on our sites, and also have you back on the show again. But everybody, Jimmi EZz, check him out. Definitely. Can't wait to talk to you again. But thanks for coming on the show, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, I'll definitely be back again, introducing, the sneak peek, maybe, what I'm saying? Let me give you a little something. I'm going to be back, though. Jimmi EZz, give me me, let me be. Signing off with your boy Dave.